Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Rocky the Third. It's a pleasure to see you back here, I guess. Don't know why you're here, but thanks for showing up. My niece was visiting for the week, and that exhausted a lot of my energy for doing all the edits and stuff, so here we are. It was much later in the month than I expected, but that's okay. We're here, and there's a video now. You're welcome. Also, happy 4th of July, Merry Christmas, America. I'm also almost done with my statistics class. Statistics itself is really much based on assumption, which is kind of dumb in my humble, honest opinion. I understand at least 75% of the words and all the terminology. I'm not great with that. I can do the math. That part is relatively easy. I don't really have much more to say, and because I'm talking about 3 designs, spoiler alert, we'll just get into the good part because I already have all that recorded. So, take over, editor. It's summer vacation, and you chose to go to the beach. Why? I don't know. Yeah, weird taste. I'm not a fan of the beach. I prefer mountains. I don't like the sand, and I'm not talking Luke Skywalker. I don't know if I did the reference correctly. I don't know what Star Wars is. And while you're at the beach, you can probably go snorkeling, especially if you're near a coral reef. You've got coral, you've got fish, you've got like seaweed and who knows what. I've never been, and I would like to. Shout out to Nordis, an amazing artist, YouTuber, and streamer who kind of sparked this idea with a live stream back in January of 2023. He mentioned a specific species of sponge, and my brain instantly picked up on that and said, oh shoot, hey, I do retypes. I kind of stole that idea from him. I did ask for permission. He did say I can have this. And I think he already knows about this. If not, hi Nort, how's it going? For those of you who don't know, the Jumpluff line is based on the phrase, a hop, skip, and jump away, which kind of plays into their basis of a dandelion. They're also based on cats. Their betas are all cats, but also their Japanese names kind of have a reference to Neko. Now with all that in mind, I was originally just going to do Jumpluff as a retype, but it kind of devolved into the whole Divergent evolution thing because, well, coral reef, and there's a lot of fish, and there's a lot of just ideas that came from that, so I really just went at it hard. So I started super simple. Jumpluff was going to be really easy, but the other two, not so much, hence the full page of designing. The colors, had a fun time, pretty simple, pretty chill, and after a couple months in March, I finally finished these designs, and they are adorable. I love these guys. There's going to be some changes, you'll see for sure, but look at it, ain't it pretty? Very fun. So, because I'm talking about 3 things, let's start with the Convergent Hoppip. Okay, we're drawing Convergent Pokemon. So no cats, we're drawing fish today, and not catfish. That's boring. So to match Hoppip's silhouette, we'll be using seaweed to be both the leaves on top and the ears. They don't spin around like Hoppip because, well, this guy ain't gonna be flying. Rather, they kind of flap and flow with the water. Also, the colors are fun and bright and vibrant because I like it. And the pattern on its belly is a water drop. You don't see it anywhere else, so here's some more. Meet Dropip, the water grass type. Though it resembles Hoppip, Dropip is an entirely different species. It wears seaweed to mimic coral, helping it blend into its surroundings and avoid predators. Its sharp beak helps it eat algae growing on coral. Dropip enjoys hopping over waves, but can be swept away by strong currents. During storms, groups of Dropip will use their seaweed to tether themselves together and anchor to the reef. Many say that when schools of Dropip are seen playing in the surf, summer is near. Its name comes from drop of water and pip, which is a tiny little seed, mostly found in fleshy fruits, but it's kind of still just there to stay in line with the Hoppip, Dropip, you know, the sounding stuff. Also, both drop and pip are small things, referencing the fact that it's small fish. Now, when deciding on which fish to base this on, I wanted a colorful reef fish, and I'm not talking about the triggerfish, that's bruxfish. That's a whole other story. Luckily, I grew up watching the Wild Kratts, and there was an episode where they introduced me to the parrotfish. Parrotfish come in a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes, which help them blend into the colorful reefs they call home. They're also mostly known for their beak-like teeth structure.
Check it out. He's scraping algae off the coral with his hard beak and eating it. And he does kill and even eat some polyps while he's at it. But he's also keeping the algae from taking over and choking out the reef.
The headpiece was originally based on elkhorn coral, but I really wanted to keep the grass type, so I changed it to seaweed instead. Hear me out, we only have one other Pokemon with this type combination, and that's the Lotad line. We also have the grass water represented with Ogerpon, but that's just a form change. It's not its own standalone. Back to talking about seaweed. Sargassum, I don't know if I said that right, is a common brown seaweed found abundantly in coral reefs, which is actually uncommon for the brown variety of seaweed. The shape is more like the rockweed, another type of brown seaweed. This of course allows Hoppip to better blend in with its surroundings, which segues us straight into the Skiploom by Convergent Evolution. This is a hefty boy, but he's also really cute, kinda like Skiploom, who has a funny little mouth, and I really liked it, so we're giving this guy a funny mouth too. Instead of a flower, it's got coral. It's not growing from it, it's just wearing it on top of its head. Same thing with the ears, also coral. And instead of kitty paws, because it's not a cat, it's fish, it's got big fins. We'll get there. The colors I chose were vibrant, but very warm, so I had to break it up with this green coral, which can glow. This is my water grass type Swimloom. Swimloom thrives in tropical waters, lounging among coral as it protects smaller Pokemon. It bears a striking resemblance to Skiploom. Its coral headpiece weighs it down, so it skips across the reef with its big fins. Its coral's vibrance shifts with the reef's health, making Swimloom a useful indicator of its environment. At night, its glowing star-shaped coral guides small Pokemon to safe waters. Some prize this coral as a charm for good health. Another very simple name. Swim, because its fish swim, and loom. I'm not talking about the weaving mechanism. Similar to Skiploom, loom comes from the word bloom, mostly because the shape of the coral is a flower. Also because Swimloom do be looming in the reef, appearing as rocks and coral. Swimloom is based on a frogfish, which is a type of anglerfish, like chinchou and lantern.
What? A who?
A frogfish! It's not coral, it's a fish pretending to be coral. Things aren't always what they seem.
Being an angler, they have a lure to attract other fish to eat. They also have the fastest attack in the animal kingdom, sucking up fish whole in the blink of an eye. Frogfish are known to awkwardly walk rather than swim with its fins, so they're not very mobile. Swimloom is very much the same. It just kind of lounges around, letting small Pokemon find a safe place under its coral, on its hat, whatever it may be. Swimloom's coral is not just any coral, of course. I had to find a specific type of coral, and I went with the leaf plate coral. Now, I didn't just pick it because it has leaf in it, reinforcing the grass type, because, well, coral is more associated with the rock type. It's actually more commonly known as a Montipura cat. So there we go. I actually chose it because these reef-building polyps grow in flat, round layers. That's right, coral is a living creature. Some form swirls and spirals, while others grow in stacks and steps. They come in a range of vibrant colors and can grow quickly and get really big when conditions are right. I designed Swimloom's coral to look like a flower and a pair of floppy ears, with the star coral meant to resemble a polyp and act as its lure. And finally, the first to be designed, the last of the evolution line, the Convergent Jumpluff. Like, bro, honestly, someone says something and my brain decides to fire on all cylinders for once in my life. Cool. Also, what the heck is a Jumpluff? It doesn't look like a cat, although it is. And it's just so round. Like this fish, obviously, because it's a Convergent Pokemon. Yes, it is a blowfish, how did you know? The colors come from a blobfish, because, funny meme, but also because it's a deep sea creature, just like the sponge we're going to be talking about. So yeah, kind of a simple color palette, but I think that's alright. This is Skiploom, a water grass type Pokemon. Skiploom prefers deep water, but is often found in reef caves and trenches. A poor swimmer, it anchors itself to the seafloor or trench walls using the glowing orbs at the end of its spines. These orbs help lure in its meals carried by the current. Skiploom drifts alongside divers to guide them through the dark. As a defense, it will inflate and rocket upwards, sometimes jumping clear out of the water. When this happens, Skiploom is often mistaken for a Jumpluff. Designing Skiploom was very easy. The name, however, that took me a while. It's a combination of scuba and bluff. Scuba because water, fish, but also deep sea diving, and bluff. A bluff is like a steep cliff, often formed by erosion. Bluffs can form underwater or along the reef's edge. This creates the perfect hiding place for Skiploom. Like I said, super simple design. It's a pufferfish, similar to goldfish. Y'all know this kind of fish. It can inflate its body like 2 or 3 times its size by inhaling water or air, and has a body covered in spines. They also have beak-like teeth, just like the parrotfish. Which finally brings us to the genesis of this line. Skiploom is directly based on the ping pong ball sponge. Contra Claudia is a deep-sea tree sponge. They can be found on the seafloor, with some observed to grow nearly 2 feet tall. They have branch-like appendages tipped with spicule-covered globes. These orbs help the sponge capture prey, like small crustaceans. Rather than swimming, Skiploom will anchor itself to the seafloor with its tail and use the other 3 spines on its body to capture prey. So there we go, Convergent Hoppip, Skiploom, and Jumpluff. I put a lot more into their design. Like the symbiotic relationships between fish and coral. There's a through line of prey to predator. There's also the fact that it goes from not glowing at all to being bioluminescent. And I made the animal fuse with the natural environment it's in. I could talk a lot more about those, but like this video is already minutes long. So let's just get to the character sheets, the bonus art, whatever you want to call it.
Not gonna lie, this is one of my favorite parts of making videos, where I just get to draw basically whatever I want. Hoppip is just like chilling with a lot of people and friends and stuff. I will admit I should have had a Skrelp in here, but I didn't want to draw so much seaweed and I kind of forgot Skrelp existed, sadly. The Corsola in the corner, that was my favorite part, trying to draw 3 Pokemon together. It was hard, but it was fun, and the resulting is adorable. Now we're with Skiploom. I had a fun time drawing the coral so many times that it almost looks like it could be spinning. Is it canon? Who the heck knows? I just did the star in different orientations. There's kind of a narrative going on, but you can see that it's walking down there with Luminion and chilling with a lolx, who is hanging from the ceiling. Unlike Skiploom, not Skiploom. I tripped up so many times in my recordings just trying to say Skiploom because it sounds not like Jumpluff. But that's okay. I also had to deal with the transparency so many times in drawing this, but totally worth it. Also, Pincurchin up there, it's not that it's immune to its attacks, it's just, part grass type, so it definitely helps. And yes, it is about to eat that Toxapex, and Wishy Washy is a great background.
Like that, you're at the end of the video. And yes, I did change my shirt several times and not mention it whatsoever because I like thematics. And I like changing the shirt colors to match them, whatever. If you're okay with whatever the heck you just experienced, there's a like button there that you can press because it lets me know that, hey, I did a pretty okay job, even if it's just for the art. And also subscribe because I've got more to share. I also have a lot of other videos already made that you can go watch, but you have to subscribe first because that's how that works. And get in the comments because, yes, Epitaph, I am calling you out because I said I would. But also tell me other stuff, whatever the heck you want. Give me some stats. Give me more retype ideas so I can stock up my storehouses of art. And yes, you can even comment your social security number and your credit card and the 3 little numbers on the back of your card and your mother's maiden name. And of course, there's links in the description linking to Nordist and the music people that I took their music from. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time. Alright, we're here now. We're gonna talk some politics. Mega Dragonite's design. Thoughts, opinions, prayers, whatever the heck you want. I personally think, not too bad. The wings could have been a little bit different, and I know that the Hidden Power podcast mentioned that having another orb on the neck would have helped, and I do agree with that. That would be kind of cool. But I think just the shape of the wings can change a little bit. Otherwise, I like it. It's not too bad. And real world politics. If I had a teacup, I would sip it, and then I would end the video. So we're gonna... Bye!